looks green. All right.
All right. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us again for another Super Robot Sundays here on Sound Goblin Gaming. I am, as always, Bograt.
I am the Krampus.
I'm Shiv.
And I'm Vincent.
And today, if all goes well and none of these missions are overly long, we should be wrapping up Double Zeta. So we're going to just kind of hop right back into it.
Yep.
Here and get to see the biggest fucking mistake Haman Karn has ever made in her life.
What?
Yep.
Lena with a burning building behind her?
I'm sure she's fine. So having finished Double Zeta, and I didn't want to get into this until we actually started streaming, because we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
So there are a few things to correct. Bright stays around for most of the series, actually.
Yeah.
He doesn't go away until like episode 38, really.
Yeah, but he still fucks off and is like, I'm done with you people.
It's more like he doesn't want to hand all of the Gundams over to incompetent adults and wants to keep them with the uncontrollable but actually competent children.
He also was done with these people.
There's some extent of that. But
He had to go make Londo Bell.
yes, he had to tell all of AU that they were dumb. Or AU senior staff they were dumb. Also, he does hand them the new Argama. The something Argama that I will never remember the first name.
Nail.
Yeah, okay.
Nahel.
The Argama with a white base shoved into it.
Basically.
But yes, this is also getting into the second half of the series where it goes away from the wacky hijinks and into the, you killed that pilot, his name was Earl, he had a family, and they're going to come back in the next episode. And Judao is going to be dragged through every excruciating detail of his life and the tragedy around it.
And Judao still doesn't care. You killed my fucking sister.
Well, that's just Haman Karn. So scaring Haman Karn only really happens in that one instance where Haman Karn shoots Lena.
Yes.
Other than that, it's more like, no, Haman Karn does unusually stupid shit to get close to him and try to convince him to go over to her side after she shot Lena. I question Haman Karn's intelligence several times over.
Yes. So the actual actively scaring Haman Karn happens the one time. She does pretty regularly get overwhelmed by him just being like, no, fuck off. And his like new type force just kind of goes, all right, I'm okay, cool.
Well, yeah, she constantly tries to recruit him.
Yes, he only once causes her to actually piss herself in terror.
In fairness, everyone else who was even mildly sensitive to new type powers also was really fucking scared.
Oh, what the fuck was that? That's okay, though. Someday those two crazy kids will get together. Judao, the part-time worker at the convenience store shop, and Haman Karn, the 30-something office lady.
How old was she in that series?
She's like... I think 30-somethings is actually accurate. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I am actually specifically referencing an actual, like, side story spin-off gag manga. It's an alternate universe wherein she is a 30-something office lady at Neo Zeon Apparel Industries.
Yes, and we're in the middle of this conflict that is currently known as the First Neo Zeon War because they saw more of these coming.
Let's see here.
One more.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Okay, she's
a separate faction.
She's actually like 21, 22 throughout the events of Double Zeta.
Yeah.
So early 20s, 21, 22.
Yeah, I thought timeline-wise, because I think
it's right after Zeta, yeah.
Yeah, because I think you mentioned she was like 14 on during the Char's deleted
affair, yes.
Yeah, that thing, which would be after the 1 Year War, but
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is specifically 0081 is when Char's deleted affair, Portrait of a Young Comet, takes place.
Is there any side story stuff that fills in the time period between Zeta and Char's counterattack?
Not really. There's a few things that occurred during that time, but there's not really anything that specifically goes like, here's how Char got from all of you people are fucking idiots to I'm gonna crash a rock into the earth. Moon Gundam, which is a fairly recent thing, takes place during that period. But again, does not address how the fuck Char Aznable goes from like going up to like the Federation, at fucking Dakar and being like, "Hi, I'm Char Aznable. You may also know me as Zeomzun Daikun. All you people are fucking morons." to then coming back some years later and being like, "I'm gonna crash a rock into the earth because you people are stupid."
I still half suspect it was just a really elaborate ploy to get one last fight with Amuro.
I mean, entirely possible, man.
And now, as we all know, SRW-30, he's very sorry about trying to crash that rock into the planet.
He pretty much says, "I'm about to do something very wicked and sensitive. Find me."
Hi, I'm Char Aznable. I'm very sorry about that Axis thing. We don't forgive you. That's fair.
In fairness, at least he failed.
It's that scene from Hook. Don't try and stop me, Speed. Don't try and stop me.
It's one of the best things about, like, SRW-30, which we'll get to, 5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that Axis Shock happened.
Yeah, the Axis Shock happened, but Char and Amuro do come back after that. And literally, every time somebody meets Char for the first time in SRW-30, they're like,
shit.
"You're a piece of shit." And he's like, "Yeah, that's fair." Like, he doesn't even try to argue.
No one is on his side.
Including himself.
What's extremely funny is because of the way SRW-30 is laid out, you can kind of do missions in mostly any order. So it is possible you actually already have Amuro before you get Char. And if you do that, Char shows up and is like, "Hi, everybody, I'm Char Aznable. Pleased to be working with you." And Amuro's like, "No." No. No. We're gonna have a serious fucking talk for a minute here.
Bright is also like, he's not on my ship. He's not allowed on the ship. We're not doing this.
Yeah, Bright and Amuro. You absolutely have Bright by that time.
Yeah.
Like, because Bright is like one of the default ones you have, like from like the
It's like
you
one of the first ships you get.
can't avoid getting Bright within the first few missions, basically. So you do absolutely already have Bright, but there's a chance you also have Amuro, and like both of them are just like, no, we're not. Like, look, I get it. He's sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this.
Okay, well, we'll take you. But if you do literally anything, someone on this ship will kill you.
No, Super Robot 30 Wars 30 actually has some incredibly funny character interactions just in general, including Amuro constantly being annoyed because everybody refers to him as an old man.
Continuity-wise, it's post-Axis Shock, so yeah.
Okay, so in fairness, Amuro post-Axis Shock is like a young adult, which by new type years is basically an old man.
But you also have to remember he fought in the wars along with Ryoma and Tetsuo. He's seen some shit.
Yeah.
Which is also one of the things that's always takes place, that he's old war buddies.
Yes, he's always old war. He's always old war buddies with the Mazinger dudes and the Get a Robo boys.
But yeah, considering the lifespan of most new types,
He was literally 30 post-act. He was 29 at the time of CCA.
yeah.
Like, he's literally 30, and everyone's just like, "Wow, you can still pilot a robot at your age?" He's like, "For fuck's sake, man."
Look, I know we're in anime where the sliding scale is child, older child, dead.
Even more so for new types.
It's just extremely funny because they do that to Amuro and no other character who is also like again the same people he fought with in those previous wars who are also just as old as he is at this time get no shit about it, and everyone's just like, oh wow, Amuro, you're a legend. My dad told me all about you. And they're like,
No, okay, it was at this point that Peru actually started working with them.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opening lead-in was when they were, like, falling through atmosphere, and she was going to burn up, and Judao flew in Wave Rider mode and basically shielded her. Yeah. And that is the point where she joined them.
Yeah.
Anything special to do on this one? Or this one's straightforward, right?
This one is, technically, there is a special thing to do. It's not anything we wouldn't do anyways. This is the destroy 10 or more enemy units within 2 turns.
Oh, man.
How about one?
Yeah, pretty much.
The only way they can make this difficult is not putting 10 units on board initially. Especially the junk they threw at you.
But yes,
So yeah, other comments about Zeta.
Double Zeta,
or Double
yeah.
Zeta. I much prefer the unit design, especially the enemy units for Double Zeta over Zetas, because some of the Titan units are just fucking goofy.
Titan units got fucking weird. Which is very bizarre when you consider that the sort of in-universe justification for the Titans units being as weird as they are is because they were mostly designed by, like, Xeon mobile suit designers that got sort of paper clipped into the Federation, and then you realize that most of the enemy units in Double Zeta are actually Xeon units, but still somehow look less dumb.
Yes. It does help also that Quibbly is actually a good-looking suit, and you see a lot of Quibbly and Quibbly variants. So.
Yes, if you are going for that sort of rounded, teardrop, bubble-shaped stuff that they started trying to do with, like, the Titan suits, and have always been a little bit of an aspect of Xeon suits, the Quibbly is probably one of the best designs to utilize that sort of style.
Yeah. And I think it's like one of the first ones they show that actually uses funnels or bits or whatever everywhere.
Generally, yeah. There are some earlier examples of suits with, like, actual, like, Psychomi weapons and stuff like that, but it's the first one where, like, its primary weapon systems are the funnels. Like, it has other armament, it has, like, you know, beam sabers and stuff like that, but its primary methodology of attack is funnels. It is designed ground up to be a new type use suit.
Other things, and in general, in spite of the weird tonal shift at a certain point, sort of, I mean, the crew is still...
The crew is still the crew. They still are
They are
goofy.
different people.
Yeah.
But yeah, in spite of that, it's like, or maybe because of it, I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, the series actually holds up pretty well.
Yeah, no, Double Zeta is really good. Like, again, I still think, like I said, from an objective standpoint, I think Zeta is probably the best at actually communicating the themes it's attempting to communicate. But, like, Double Zeta isn't bad by any means. It's just, it does undergo, yes, a severe tonal shift.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't think it was trying to communicate things in the first place so much as just be a kind of fun little story adventure series that gets more serious towards the middle endish points.
Yeah, kind
But
of.
it's still, like, doing the same job. Like, not every series actually has to say something per se.
Yeah, it is actually less common for the UC Gundam series, though. Almost everything in UC Gundam is actually sort of going into themes of some sort, and usually that theme has some tie to the whole, like, war fucks up everybody thing, but...
Yeah. But considering exactly how Dark Zeta ended, and quite frankly, okay, this is just another conflict of Xeon, fuck it. It really didn't need to in the first place. Because it would just be basically hammering home the same thing that they've already said several times.
Yeah, even at the back end of Double Zeta, when it does start getting more serious, and, like, again, like you said, it still has that goofiness to it solely because, I mean, you're still dealing with the same crew of people. You're still dealing with the same characters who, like, don't undergo some, like, deep, sudden trauma that stops them being, you know, these fucked up ragtag group of orphans off of Shangri-La, basically.
No.
But, like...
It also helps the main character, Judao, is actually pretty resilient as a person.
Yeah, he takes most things in stride. Like, he gets pissed off about, you know, his sister being kidnapped and later to, as far as he believes, dead. But, like, all that really does is make him more aggressive towards people, but he doesn't really change his personality all that much. But yeah, even in the back end, like, Double Zeta is really more about interpersonal conflict than it is, like, political or, like, overarching, like, military conflict like other series.
It also actually kind of highlights something else that you don't quite, or isn't quite as well put to the front in previous series, but the author's really good at character writing.
Yeah.
Because of the overarching themes of the other series, it kind of gets, or it's kind of something that's easy to gloss over, but this one, since the characters are more at the forefront, especially when it comes to writing main characters that are different and have different motivations and are much more complex than the hero's generic protagonist and crap like that. No, he's actually really good at fleshing these people out.
Yeah.
I mean, some characters are still caricatures because no work of fiction is not going to have those. But, like, when he actually goes into detail on characters, it actually feels like this is actually much better thought out and fleshed out than most writers ever do. There's just a lot of bad character writing in media. So seeing any example of it being actually halfway decent is kind of refreshing.
お前は流れに乗るということを知らなさすぎる。直感だけに頼っていればいずれ破滅するぞ。
ニュータイプなんて知らないね。俺はリーナを助けるだけだ。
この後に及んで私の感情で動くとは。
And this is on my card, making a really terrible mistake.
最後の最後に私を裏切る。主導は明日。お前もだ。
お兄ちゃん、逃げて。
リーナ。
そういうことか。グレミーは切り札を持っていながら使い切れずにいたか。
今度は私がお兄ちゃんを助ける番よ。
嫌いだね。そういうベタベタしたのは。続きは天国とかでやるんだな。
Oh! Now you fucked up! Now you fucked up!
Oh, saw that
Now you
coming.
fucked up! You have fucked up now! Now you fucked up! 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 Now you have fucked up!
強烈なプレッシャーは。
Yes, what the game does not, in fact, reflect here is, like, at this point, Haman basically sees Judao's new type aura growing out of him in, like, this, like, horrifying, like, demonic shadow form, and basically runs off to go piss herself in a bedroom.
And every other new type in the region is equally horrified.
Yeah,
On this.
literally every other new type is like, what the fuck was that? Like, again, this is the point where it becomes generally accepted. Like, this is the evidence used to say that Judao is actually probably the most powerful new type protagonist we've had in UC Gundam. He just has no real control over it.
Yeah, probably, but new type is literally hard to quantify and is purposely kept kind of mysterious at this point. And probably, I think, period. But
it also is hard to quantify, but there is definite.
It also feels like there's some type of lateral movement on that. Like,
I mean, definitely, different people's new type abilities do manifest in different ways. But as far as sheer raw power, like, that's the thing. Is like it is difficult to quantify. It's not like, you know, Dragon Ball Z where they just have like, oh, your, you know, new type levels are this number or whatever. But it is still like there are comparative values, and it is like even at his the most powerful thing we saw like Camille do, for instance, which was the sort of summoning the dimension of ghosts in order to, you know, blow up Chiraco's dick.
Yes, I mean all the women he has interacted with and cats.
Yeah. Like that power, like first off, like Camille definitely has better control than Judao does, but that's the thing is like
especially in this series.
Yeah, like the raw power, like the essential like thing about it was like when Camille did that, we didn't really see any other like new types reacting to that happening. So it was more of like a centralized thing, whereas this was like literally Judao did that on the stairwell in the mansion, and like people miles away were like, what the fuck was that?
So in fairness, the only new types that were alive at that point were Sirocco, Camille, and Haman. So
yeah, but like even Haman didn't like react to it. Like we didn't see her like even notice that it happened. Whereas this one was literally like people that are literally miles away were like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. But I mean, yes, as like a sheer raw like force new type, whatever the hell. Yeah, I'll just throw it into this category for that I just made up off the top of my head. Judao is without a doubt more powerful than Camille in that respect.
Yeah, it's also fairly notable that like, because again the fandom gets very into this and like does pretty hardcore analysis on like seeing like, okay, like when you know people were actually like displaying new type abilities, like what level are they at? It's actually fairly notable that Char is actually a pretty shitty weak new type.
Yeah, Char and Amuro aren't actually that strong with new types.
Amuro is decently strong. Char is actually way weaker as a new type even than Amuro. Char is just a better pilot at like from actual piloting ability.
Yeah, he's a better pilot and soldier than Amuro.
Yeah. Like
as a matter of fact, he's a completely fucking ridiculous soldier and infiltrator.
Yeah, like Char is an insanely good pilot and soldier. Yeah, like Char is an insanely good pilot and soldier, and is like mildly boosted by his new type ability essentially. Whereas like Amuro is not actually a great pilot, at least like in 0079 era. He does obviously get better over time. But like the big thing with him is that he is a better new type, and so a lot of his like, especially during the 1 year war, a lot of his quote unquote piloting ability really is just his new type instincts kind of saving his ass.
Nothing else besides the
nope. Just that and complete the mission.
Thankfully, the character at most risk is also the one that's pretty much at no risk. Oh, there's a ship behind the ship.
The guest unit spawned behind the ship, which is actually a bad thing.
Yeah.
That was fine.
But I mean, Camille is definitely better at things like communication or talking to ghosts.
Yeah. No, again, he has much better control over what new type abilities he has. He just...
And those are also new type abilities that generate except maybe the ghost thing. Sort of. Well, it's hard to with Camille as well. Doesn't really manifest with Judao.
No.
Sort of, at least.
So the thing about Judao's new type abilities is they don't seem to actually manifest in any distinct way. They are just very much a, like you almost said, like they're almost like just a raw power new type thing. Like he doesn't really have a specific thing kind of associated with his new type abilities.
Yeah. He has the same psychic link thing that or several times over that keeps going on with main characters with other.
That's a general kind of new type thing.
New type thing. He does in the last episode start manifesting the same bullshit new type force that just deflects weapons away from his mobile suit. Which again before Zeta wasn't really even a thing.
Yeah. No, it's so the thing about Judao is Judao never actually really puts that much effort into even getting control over his new type abilities, because there is stuff past Double Zeta that involves Judao.
Yeah. Crossbones.
Sorry, Greystoke.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in the...
He's in Crossbones, yeah. Because the thing is at the end of Double Zeta, Judao basically says, like, I'm out here. I'm going to fuck off to Jupiter.
Yeah.
And the next time we see him is as an old man or around Jupiter with certainly not the Double Zeta with a bunch of patch and repair work done to it. But like even then it's like he's still a new type. Like they still like recognize him having like that sort of new type aura.
Yeah.
But he still can't fucking do anything intentionally with it. Then after Judao, the next, like, timeline-wise, canonical new type protagonist we have is Benager, which leads into an interesting categorical question of how do you define a new type versus a cyber new type, but we will get into that when we get to Unicorn.
As far as I can tell, even from the cyber new types I've encountered, there's not actually much of a difference. Other than, like, levels of sanity, maybe.
I mean, so the defining thing, the thing that makes a cyber new type versus a new type is specifically that cyber new types have their abilities somehow artificially activated, whether it be through genetic engineering or actual, like, mechanical, like cybernetic interference, or, like, there's a bunch of different ways that they make quote-unquote cyber new types. And the reason Benager is an interesting question is because of how his new type abilities came to be. But it creates this whole bizarre thing of, like, it brings into question whether it's actually even possible to turn somebody who has no actual new type potential even into a cyber new type even. Because Benager generally is considered to be a natural new type. He is considered to just be a new type and not actually a cyber new type. But you do basically find out that he was essentially trained and groomed from a child to have new type abilities. And so it's a question of, like, does that technically make him a cyber new type? But could you even do that to somebody who didn't have the potential to develop those abilities?
He had
Yeah.
potential to be a new type to begin with, in which case he would be a natural new type. This one basically trained to use abilities from.
Yeah, generally the consensus is that he is a natural new type, but likely would not have been as powerful or have as good control over his abilities were it not for the training he received. But then you run into stuff like Puru and Puru 2, where it's like, okay, but, like, question mark, question mark.
And then as far as power level goes,
I think it's stated
how much of what occurs at the end of Unicorn is Benager's power,
And how much is the unicorn? Yeah.
Because if it's Benager's power, he is undisputed the most powerful new type. Because absolute bullshit happens at the end of Unicorn, which we'll get to.
No, that is pretty much general consensus again, is no, that's because we stuffed every fucking inch of the goddamn unicorn with crystals.
Because, like, time reversion.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Both of Zeta and Double Zeta. These are just suits. They're not particularly built for new types, from what I remember.
The Zeta has the biomonitor system, which is sort of a early-ish kind of pseudo-psycho frame thing. It's in that same design line as the psycho frame, but not nearly on the level of the psycho frame because they weren't past the information about how to make it from the dimension of ghosts. But the biomonitor was a special thing that the Zeta had. It didn't come up very often, like they didn't really make a big deal out of it, but it did have a special system that did actually enhance new type abilities and was not, like, it's something again that could benefit a pilot who did not have new type abilities, but was much more utilizable by an actual new type than anything else. The Double Zeta is, who fucking knows, man.
It also has the biosensor.
It does have the biosensor, and who fucking knows what else. Like, the Double Zeta is about as close as UC ever comes to actually having, like, a super robot, just because it's this weird fucking thing, man. Like,
Charisma.
if she was on the ship.
Yep. They do specifically mention the double Zeta is hard for most of the other type kids that aren't Judao to control. But whatever the hell that means, whatever the hell that means. Pretty sure that Judao is just immune who reverses like the X and Y axis, so everything all the controls are just backwards.
Ah, shit, he isn't Bergen, no wonder.
Honestly, I think the general intention there is just that the Double Zeta is an absolute fucking bitch to pilot. It has nothing to do with actual new type ability. Judao is actually just a really good pilot.
At that point.
Yeah.
He does not start off as a good pilot.
No. He starts off pretty garbage and mostly relies on his, like, honestly, in a lot of ways, like Amuro, a lot of his piloting ability does just generally come from being an extremely powerful new type. In Judao's case, like a lot of his piloting ability is just his new type instinct kicking in. But he does very rapidly learn how to actually pilot things.
I'd say all of them do, but that's not entirely true, but... Ellie actually does a very good job of quickly learning how to fly things.
Yes. Ellie does a very good job. Ruluka is actually a trained pilot.
Yeah.
Bicha gets away with it mostly by virtue of having the Hyakushiki.
When he has the Hyakushiki, it isn't, like, yanking a different suit, or...
Yes.
They juggle all of the suits all the time, so... I mean, even Judao occasionally just takes off in the Zeta because it's faster.
Yeah. But, like, in general, like, Bicha is pretty fucking garbage if he's not in the Hyakushiki, and when he's in the Hyakushiki, again, it's mostly because he's in the Hyakushiki. Which, again, in and of itself is not a particularly, like, amazing suit, as we talked about last time around. Like, the Hyakushiki has slightly better specs than other suits in that sort of line, but is not, like, by any means some sort of super suit. It was really good during Zeta because it was being piloted by fucking Char.
Yeah.
But, like, it's still the slight increase in specs, the boost is enough to make it so that Bicha isn't a complete clusterfuck of a pilot.
Out of energy or something. Or just
Too far
away. Too far away.
Weapons of the fire. Watch this, because the attack is being called Club. That's why it's called Club. It's clearly just a Stormfall.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Why did you disappear? I'm pretty sure you just died. Maybe he died later, I don't actually care. I'm also positive we're not seeing him again. Surprised you waited till now to do that.
I couldn't do it last turn because you can't do your skills after you've activated.
Ah, okay.
I brought some Neo Geo. Leave. Got what you need.
Ah, the back of the bus face.
Yep.
And punch that ship. Granted, I don't doubt a mobile suit's ability to blow up a ship by punching them, if the plot demands it.
We are also talking about a recklessly large ship in this, or a recklessly large ship in this case.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Also, seriously, it's just you. Clemmy is not a dangerous pilot.
Classic he's on Gable.
that the best you got, motherfuckers? Need to be hit harder than that to just get an erection anymore.
Hi, lady from the 80s fitness commercial.
That's a marvelous show. The character designer read a lot of 80s fashion. And granted, it was the 80s, so I guess just a lot of fashion.
Yes, Jammy Gundam, we do in fact field the Neo Zeong at this point. We got the Minovsky craft a little while ago, and so now we just field it, you know, all the time. Thank you for the follow.
Yep.
You'll take them all. That's why I'm here to put you to a stall. And everybody believes.
Yeah, we've actually had the Neo Zeong since very early in our playthrough of this, just we didn't have the Minovsky craft until very recently, so we could only use it in space missions.
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
Hi, Glemmy. Piece of shit. Is shooting him with the nuke too much? Not enough?
No. Do it again. Bring him back so we can hit him harder.
He'll be here for another mission. Probably should have mission 4. For one more level win, being able to fire that bad boy twice before having to go back to the ship.
Lena, you forgot your shoe.
まさかリーナがあの建物に怪我をして休ませてた。リーナが中にいたのか。
本当に死んだの？リーナ。
そんなの嘘だよね。
ジュド、もうすぐ敵の援軍が来るわ。引き上げないと。
やだ。
And this is where Judao thinks that his sister died even though she didn't, and then later on, depending upon how you interpret certain scenes, he either never found out that she didn't die or did find out and still decided to fuck off to Jupiter anyways.
Probably found out as a relative term. It does seem that he, like, knew type sensed that she was alive again. Or was going crazy, I'm not entirely sure which, but... I'd probably go with the former, honestly.
そうよ。これは戦争よ。悔しかったらもう一度戦う気力を取り戻して。ジュド、アーガマに戻ろうよ。私はリーナの代わりにはなれないかもしれないけど、元気のないジュドなんてジュドじゃない。
いつの時代も子供が戦争の犠牲になるのかよ。
The overkill bonus here was a little tasteless.
I got a sister too. That was for the 172 points.
I mean, Ruo's character, honestly, in this series mostly exists to squabble with Ellie.
Yeah, mostly.
Granted, Ellie's character in this mostly exists to squabble with Ruo, so it's...
What a squabble.
Yep.
Ah, now we have Lane as a character. Let's,
Yeah, that's the high-end HP regen unit. And yes, while strictly speaking, the MLRS GPO2 might technically be a slightly better unit overall, the one very important thing is that it does not in fact have the atomic bazooka and therefore is not nearly as funny.
Yeah.
So it's certainly a more reasonable unit that doesn't have its entire energy pool taken up by a single shot.
So there is a secret stage at the end of the game, which is Dark Century. It's the, like, turn A, or is it turn A or G Reco? This one, I don't remember.
I want to say it's...
But yeah, it's that is after doing like all the scenarios and I think meeting some other special requirements.
Are we still here?
Mondo and Beecher brought hot dogs.
It's just s'mores here.
リーナの生死も確かめられないままアーガマはダカールを後にしたからだ。
カラバとアーガマの合流は未然に防がねばな。
Honestly, I think even after Zeta, he was basically done with all of this fighting and piloting. Camille was done with all this piloting and fighting stuff.
承知しております。
時にあの娘はどうした？リーナとか言ったな。
子供です。
Doesn't help that he got a soul ripped to hell.
心の中もその言葉
That and like everyone he met died practically.
その若さでその冷たさ。
真実を申したまでのこと。
ならばその真実を身をもって示してほしいものだな。は。
Amankar knows that she's an 80 Saturday morning cartoon villain and enjoys it. At this point.
Yeah, and I just checked. So what it is the actual final scenario, secret scenario, is turn A, Dark History, but you also unlock the G self from it. Which is why I was getting confused. And the G Self Perfect Pack is also the like secret if you do the special historic moment. Which, technically speaking, if you're an idiot and believe that nonsense, turn A is technically UC.
アーガマの艦長ブライトノアであります。アーガマ、なぜアーガマの艦長がここに来る？アーガマの艦長なら都合の悪いことがあるようですね。あるのだよブライト艦長。君は我々の和平政策に反対なのであろう。
Gift from on a colony should immediately drop on you.
に与えることが
Like literally minutes after you give her the colony. Pretty sure it's the same episode.
Yes, yes it is.
She also drops it on Dublin, where you are right now.
That's the stupid bullshit I'm talking about, Jamie. It's nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. Turn A is its own universe.
All the Gundam series are one universe. Even though it makes no sense. Everyone has ties to Anaheim Electronics. That means nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, except that's the thing that I mean that's completely not true because the G Self is from G Reco. G Reco is explicitly, according to Tomino, either a prequel or sequel to Turn A, depending upon when you ask him. So if Turn A is the end of UC after Colony Future Century and one more, then G Reco cannot be the end of Age, Cosmic Era, 00 and one more. They have to be in the same line, according to Tomino. Yeah, no, it makes no sense. That's the point I'm making. Like, it cannot possibly work. It's stupid. We don't believe it. They're their own universe. Deal with it.
その危機を助けてくれたのがシャングリラで別れたはずの
And again, dependent upon when you ask him or the way you phrase the question, Tomino will tell you that Jireku is either before or after turn A.
ダブリンに向けて恐るべき作戦を実行に移そうとしていた。恐怖で地上を包む。
Yes, that is primarily the answer.
Please stop.
空が落ちようとしていた。カミーユの声。
It's his new type powers. No, he should get the fuck out of town.
No, they drag him out of town.
No, he leaves. That's literally what happened. He disappeared. Kind of.
Well, he disappeared to the shore after. This is 2 episodes being condensed.
They do
together.
eventually
The
drag
first
him out
one's-
of town. But
yeah.
They do eventually drag him out of town, but yes, he did actually just kind of
by the
get up
shore.
and essentially sort of sleepwalk out to the shore.
Yeah. From the hospital in Dublin, he does sleepwalk out to the shore, and then the next episode is when the colony drops.
Yeah.
The plot line starts, and that's when they drag him out of town.
Yeah.
Colony drops are a time-honored tradition in Gundam.
When in doubt, drop an object on the earth.
Are we counting Axis?
It counts.
Well, it didn't actually
it's,
hit.
It's not a colony, but they did try and drop it. I guess technically it's a colony because people live on it.
So actually, that's a good question. What?
So I think 5 times, if I remember correctly, 5 times throughout the course of UC, they either do or attempt to drop a colony on Earth.
Yeah, because there's the first colony drop.
Yeah, there's
Axis,
Operation British, there's Axis, there's Dublin.
There's Stardust Memory.
Yeah,
where they try and drop
Operation Stardust.
Yeah.
And then they do it once during Victory as well. Or attempt to.
They do try to do a victory. They also, not strictly dropping a colony, but there's that one where they try and burn his tears, where they try and fire a mass driver at Earth.
Yes.
Yes, post armistice, decide to fire at the Earth. Cuz. It'd be one thing if it was like one of the remnant Xeon fleets that had like significant forces, and where it was just it's a squad.
Yeah,
it was like a squad and remnants that helped them. We're like, oh, you guys trying to Veruna's tears? Yeah, we'll try and get you back into space so you can fire a mass driver, even though the war is over. And it's basically going to do nothing.
Even though the war is over, it's going to do nothing. And if your trajectory is off by like 2 degrees, you're going to not do
it
anything.
Just shreds into an atmosphere and fires them.
Creates fucking shooting stars. And if your trajectory is off by more than that, you just fucking miss Earth entirely.
Yeah. If you were hitting like one base, it's like, take that base. What do we do now?
One base
wait for the Federation forces to come to the moon and kill us.
One base that was mostly civilian occupied at that point too.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even an important base.
No, the war was over. Of course, it wasn't an important base.
And Peru in her natural state,
running around the ship with her arms straight out, pretending to be a plane.
Just wait a while, Jammy, until we get to G Generation Overworld. Then they're not.
What's that?
I was saying Glad Age, 00, IBO, and Cosmic Era are their own timeline. Yeah. G Generation Overworld basically just mashes up everything.
I mean, it keeps it as one coherent plot, so it makes sense.
Coherent is a little bit of a stretch, but
Okay, yeah, but
As you said, Glenn is coming for the argument.
you do end up with things like, oh, we decided to merge the Devil Gundam with the Angel Halo.
The devil hand. You can feel his creepy aura.
Mark II, piloted by a crap ton of characters at this point.
I mean, they were effectively mass-produced.
No, that one Mark II.
Well, that one Mark II,
I
yes.
mean,
Yeah, there were
They were
three
back.
originally Titan
Yeah.
pilots.
Yeah. Yes, that one particular Mark II does end up getting piloted by like 8 people.
Like everyone on the Artemis crew, practically. Pilots a Gundam.
It's kind of the loner mobile suit to a certain extent, where it's like, oh, my actual mobile suit is in repairs. Guess I'll take out the Mark II. Unless you're Emma, in which case it is your suit. You don't deserve better.
she also doesn't deserve worse, so.
Getting this Methus. We drug it out of storage. It still works somehow.
Hey, the Methus is a perfectly fine mobile suit for surviving the battle, and nothing else.
His arms and legs. Stick freeze, arms and legs pop off. It's still fine. Any particular goals?
Not for the pre-mission map, now. I mean, we had a Mark V for a while. I mean, we just moved away from it because we don't actually need a Mark V.
We have a lot of our stuff that's kind of our final suits, and something just that was going through production list stuff just to go through production list stuff.
And a few things they're there just for their for amusement's sake, basically.
Pretty much.
I mean, they're playing through this game on normal, so high power level is not needed at the goddamn least.
Talking in my head.
You're welcome.
Please leave your name, number, and where you found the audacity to new type call me.
Oh shit, it's One Punch Man.
No, that's obviously one of the bald monks that follows Sai Saishi around. Jiga.
何今の声誰
And no, I'm pretty sure the Mark II can take that out.
Camille just standing on the beach staring blankly. The girl is safe.
We have no chance against Arius Mama. He has mid-air combat at him.
We've discussed this on some previous streams, Jamie, but it is highly unlikely that Sentinel will ever get adapted just because of the incredible rights snafu which exists, wherein they do not actually have the rights to any of the story of Sentinel. That all belongs to Model Graphics.
I wish it would. It's an incredibly popular series.
They have the rights to the suit designs, but not any of the story.
そこだ手加減しないぜ
Oh no, not that guy. I don't remember him.
No. Not in the least.
And you just watched the series.
Yeah.
I mean, at least for us, we have the excuse of like, it's been a couple years. You just finished it. It's like, no, I have no idea.
Last night.
Yeah, it's like, I have no idea who the fuck this guy is.
I'm fairly certain I watched this episode yesterday.
You forgot all about
Arius Moma?
Okay, don't transform
In the water? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it does not actually have like mid-air capability.
Yeah, the Double Zeta does not look like it was designed to fly in atmosphere.
I shall now quote the entirety of Arius Moma's Gundam Wiki entry.
Lay it on me.
Arius Moma is a fictional character that appeared in Mobile Suit Gundam Double Zeta of the Gundam Meta series. Thank you for this reading.
And no, we're not seeing that character again. This is only 5 missions. I'm not even positive whether he appeared. Actually, I'm positive he doesn't appear past this one anyways. I'm not sure why they had him fuck off and then just blow him up. And I'm also positive he died.
According to the Gundam Wiki, his status is alive. He did not die.
Oh, he did not die, really?
Apparently.
This is how unrememberable this character is.
I can neither confirm nor deny the veracity of this statement. I literally do not remember this character existing.
Neither do I. Again, I just watched this yesterday.
I think it's a fever dream.
Yes, we want her to destroy the Sandra, so.
Just kind of works perfectly fine in this game.
Yep, because it still counts as her getting the kill.
Still counts as overkill with attack. Unlike some
Super Robot Wars,
games
where whoever gets the
actually
extra kill hit,
blows.
yes.
Challenge completed.
If only Arius Moma.
He was.
How could they have defeated our great ace, Arius Moma?
It's like the weirdest thing. Who the fuck knows about this character?
I mean, ostensibly, he is a named character
I assume he
in the
showed
series.
up at this sequence.
I think they like cut to his.
But I'm sure something at this sequence like we showed one shot of a guy inside a cockpit on the Xeon.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much
that
what
was
it is.
Arius Moma.
Where they didn't actually have a better character to show because they were doing other things.
He
at
might
the
have
time.
had like a line.
I'll get that Gundam. Okay, moving on.
Like in the previous mission, I at least remember that guy. He didn't do much either, but I remember him.
He like washes up on the beach next to Camille. There, there.
Sorry, no one remembers.
New type no Kami
It's one of those weird things that appears in this game, like Ashnaj having a last name.
I mean, again, Astonaj's last name does come up like once, I think, in the actual series.
Yeah, like Arius Moma.
Just nobody ever calls Astonaj by anything but Astonaj. Astonaj is just Astonaj. He's just there, busy being the best mechanic in the entirety of UC Gundam.
Should be noted she doesn't actually wear this outfit very much in the series.
No, she pretty much wears it for doing important stuff.
Yeah, she
Yes,
wears it
for
to,
standing on chairs and projecting herself
Yeah.
into space.
yeah, she wears it for the Queen of Space imagery, and then mostly actually wears normal clothing.
Yes.
She doesn't even do the stupid poncho and leggings thing from Zeta.
Well, that's because she was in the middle of exercising. Caught off guard, so she threw a poncho on. What's going on? Well, we gave him on a colony, and then she immediately broadcast to space she was going to drop it on us.
Rakan Dakaron.
And then we got Several messages from Noah Bright saying, "I told you so, you morons." He made sure to put it in every single Earth language so we would understand.
We're still getting them.
It just says, ah!
It's 5 pages. In 8-point font.
Is something wrong? They're dropping the colony, of course. Oh, they're gonna turn around.
It's fine. It's just going to gently land on Dublin.
It is certainly less devastating than the one that dropped onto.
Well, yeah, it didn't explode when it landed. It's just there. Granted, that impact would still totally kill everyone in the city.
Oh, absolutely. It's a very funny image when it lands. It's kind of boop, and just sort of stops.
Kind of a Monty Python.
No, it is just suspended there. That's the fucking... It's almost more hilarious than that, actually. Notwithstanding all the devastation that would also happen from all the insides of a colony spilling out. Because, you know, they tend to stuff that thing with a lot of crap.
That's
Buildings, mountains. Where the hell did they gain all this dirt? Rivers.
It's actually all paper mache.
Well, in fairness, a lot of it ended up in the atmosphere when that one colony hit Australia.
Well, there was that. Just the amount of terraforming they do inside the colonies is somewhere between impressive and unnecessary.
To be fair, there's a giant colony builder terraform ship thing.
Yes, yes, there is.
That'll show up in Unicorn. A snail.
Yeah, that makes sense, considering the just sheer amount of colonies they build.
I mean, technically, we also, prior to this point, already saw one of the, like, proto-colony construction colonies, because that's what Moon was.
Yeah, those episodes existed.
Yeah.
And they're not...
They're just dumb and really out of place and don't seem to do anything.
Yeah, but It's also during the wacky hijinks part of it, so
it's just a weird,
it's not completely
filler thing.
They are also stupid.
Stuff actually happens that progresses the plot during them, but yeah,
it
still somehow feels like filler, which is kind of amazing.
They are also bizarrely now really relevant. Moon Gundam.
Moon Gundam.
Yeah.
I gave one of them a Gundam.
So, Moon Gundam is
Got a moon. Has a weird, like, Psychomu thing on its back, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember if it's technically Psychomu or not.
It has some sort of weird moon thing on its back.
Now him I remember. He's a recurring
No, he's an actual character. He's shown up multiple times.
It's fine. We have Hayato. Everything will be fine.
So, Mobile Suit Moon Gundam is a currently running series published in Gundam Ace magazine. And it is set in UC 0091. And it initially starts in Moon.
where they uncover Gundam Head.
Yeah. They were led to the surface of the colony to learn the true nature of Moon Moon and the existence of Earth. Because again, the whole thing about like Moon Moon being the like isolated colony that basically is like, oh, we are all that there is. Nothing outside us exists. I don't know how this could ever possibly be maintained.
It doesn't. So.
Meanwhile, the Londo Bell, led by Amuro Ray, fight and defeat a group of Titans remnants, including a mobile suit equipped with advanced Psychomu weapons, the MRX-0133 Psycho Gundam Mark IV G-Doors.
Okay, yeah, so it is a Psychomu moon.
Yeah. Yeah, and basically the Psycho plates and its head slam into the surface of Moon Moon. And things progress from there.
They build a Gundam with a giant Psychomu crescent moon on its back. Literally. That's
Also, how do they have the Mark... Or how is there a Mark IV when the Titan and Remnants just keep building Psycho Gundams?
Don't think too hard.
Like, at this point, Amon Karn's forces salvage the, or well, Glendy's forces, I think, has salvaged the Mark II or a Mark II for reasons. I don't know why you didn't just, like, I don't know, dissect the thing and throw, figure out the Psychomu system and throw the rest in the trash can. But
yes. This one we specifically need to. This is scenario 4, correct?
Yep.
Okay. The things for this one are have Judao defeat Rakan, have Puru defeat Puru 2, and then have Judao use the giant beam saber to defeat Puru 2. And what, Vince? Are you saying you don't understand how the Titans remnants could build this?
oh, I know exactly how the Titan Remnants could build this. They found somebody in Anaheim who had a boner for the Psycho Gundam. That's my best guess.
I don't think Anaheim was actually at all involved in making the G-Doors. I think it was actually just fully built by the Titan remnants.
And that could be rebuilt into the Moon Gundam, which doesn't have as many plates, so instead it has a big, like,
Well, yeah, because it only has
crescent moon.
it only has what plates were left after Amuro blew the shit out of it, basically, and so it has that.
Yeah.
Ah. Aesthetically, it's an improvement.
Yes.
It's fine. What's this one? Isn't on the map yet.
That's fine. I don't think.
Puru's
I don't
on
think.
the map
Yeah, I don't think Puru 2 is either. So right now it's focused on making sure that Judao beats Rakan.
Not sure about the rest of you. Back to the ship.
Oh, you're units are here. Okay.
Is worth noting. I'm pretty sure none of those other characters were actually marked as essential.
In fairness, mobile suits get shot down all the time in this series. On the Gundam team, they just don't get completely destroyed, so they just rebuild them later.
I wouldn't show it in here,
Show
but
on the ship, yeah.
no, I'm pretty sure that Judao and the Argama are the only ones actually marked as essential. We can let all the others get shot down and nobody cares.
In fairness, that's exactly what happens to the Mark II. It was actually in the middle of repairs, I think?
Something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, both the Mark II and the Zeta get shot down fairly often in this series.
Yep.
They just happen to be fairly resilient.
It's a Gundam.
Yeah. I mean, hell, the Zeta survives having a Zaku head shoved onto it. Throwing someone onto that.
Well, I put the white bears on top of a building, so unless you have an area you can't get out,
Ah.
or you get out behind and not be able to do anything.
Okay, what here doesn't have midair?
Quite a lot of our suits, actually.
That
Absolute overkill, yes.
by a fair degree.
One.
Does it have regen?
Yes.
It does, yes.
So it will be able to fire it again next turn, but
Can't move.
Okay. The SFS.
the SFS has a separate turn, basically.
It
'cause
has a
it's-
separate turn.
Ah,
So
okay.
if you're
It's-
on it and you press turn, you can move more, but the SFS turn itself is already done because it got deployed.
Yeah. That being said, what we can do now is be cheeky about it and literally use this as like a stepping stone to get more stuff out because the SFS is still there.
Yes.
It does not have a unit on it now. So basically, as long as anything we send onto that SFS gets a press turn and thereby gets off the SFS, we can then use it again. Oh well, deploy the other one.
I was gonna say, we have another. It's still technically part of the building.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the one.
That's the space only one, yeah. Right. Can anyone else actually get out of there?
The D-Strike. That's already out.
Yeah, because it's got an obstacle craft on it. Yeah, I guess the rest will just have to wait till next turn when we can get the white base off the fucking building. Can we just, like, jump?
Now.
How could you? You might destroy some of these buildings in Dublin that are about to have a colony dropped on them.
Still more levels.
Those are
That thing flies.
Yes, it has been there. So.
Yeah.
Range of the unicorn. Defense step.
Yep. Oh, there you go.
Actually, the fire tube.
Yep.
The ultimate strategy of fire tube is to
Get back on the ship.
Now fly with exits that aren't overkill teams.
Yeah, one just to be safe.
Yeah.
Fire the reckless necessity.
Which one?
All of them.
Start moving the Zeku lines up now. The whole thing. The Demon Striker out of the way to give it a path around the corner.
The Neo Zeon, yeah.
Neo Zeon, yeah, rather. Big boy.
Leave them alone. Big time.
Yeah. Seen a Zaku.
Zaku 3. Possibly a Zaku 3 custom. I don't remember if Rakan has an actual Zaku 3 custom or not.
I think it was just Zaku for me. I spoke earlier.
Yeah, just a Zaku 3. It does have a custom color scheme for Rakan, but other than that,
Yeah.
Leave you alive. Burn by having cleared Master Full.
condition on this one?
The condition or the quest we're going for?
Both.
The quest we're going for is right now we need to have Judao defeat Rakan.
Okay.
Then presumably Kuru will respond. Then we can beat Kuru.
We need to beat Purutu with Kuru, and then when Purutu respawns, we need to beat her using the giant beam saber with Judao. The out homeland is essential, but the Gym 3s are not. No, they can be destroyed all fucking day.
Ah, the double beam rifle, which kind of begs the question of why didn't you just make a bigger beam rifle?
Not as cool.
Don't tell Judao to use rage.
And you saw what happened last time. Okay, and this should be a colony being dropped on Dublin.
Oh no. Holy shit, it's Argus Boba! He's still here. You forgot about me. I've returned.
You're making this shit up. I refuse to believe that this character wasn't in the scene.
I can neither confirm nor deny this. The Gundam Wiki does not have a list of appearances for Arias Momo.
Somehow I'm not surprised. What are you looking for?
So Puru and Puru 2 still in here.
Puro 2 will be in a Psycho Gundam. Puro will be in a very damaged Quibbly.
You're not supposed to be here.
No.
problem.
Okay,
There you go. No one saw him, right? That's it.
While we engage in this riveting gameplay section with deep story implications, other Gundam stuff to talk about. So since last time, we actually got more information, and the official English site has been updated for Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury. It is not a UC series; it is its own universe.
Okay.
It takes place in a high school. This high school is all about basically training people to like either pilot or manufacture / maintain mobile suits. There are 3 major houses / companies that are tied to like various different mobile suit developments, and like the scions of those particular companies are enrolled in this. And then there's our main character, who she is from Mercury and has the Gundam Ariel, which was made by Mercury.
Her last name is also Mercury.
Her last name is also Mercury. There is also a character who looks like the most pompous douchebag on Earth, and his mobile suit has a plume.
Calling it drop. Dunk. I'm good right here.
It's fine. It got caught by the skull in Phantom Swoop's emblem.
There he is. You could post him on the Discord. Ghoul Jeturk.
Yes, Ghoul Jeturk is his name. I did not to the Discord post his mobile suit though. Let me go pull that one up so I can show the image to you guys because I fucking love it. It's
So the audience at home, just Google it.
yeah. Again, it's all on the official Witch from Mercury site. You can take a look. But
Peru 2. 100% more clothed than she was in this scene.
also, it's not wholly unconfirmed, but the main character of the Witch from Mercury may in fact actually be a fucking witch. Like, that might not just be like a weird title thing. She might actually have like witchcraft powers.
Unfortunately, all we have is this Psycho Gundam Mark
All
II.
we have is this takeout box.
Which they pretend is much more menacing than it was in its previous appearance. Actually, that's not true. It has one improvement. It actually has an escape pod. That thing they somehow developed at the end of Zeta and started to shove into suits. The very end of Zeta.
Well, yeah, they were using the Methus as a test for it. But that always lives.
Quibbly in better shape than it actually was in the series. Watch out, it will fire ineffective lasers in a ridiculous spread pattern and not hit anyone.
Hey, my fire lasers in every direction. Jack. It's a time-honored tradition. They work great in Hong Kong. Okay, so first Peru, then.
Yeah. So this is Guel's Delanza. It literally has a big old feather plume.
It does. That's nice. Bye.
So mainly this is just getting the or getting
Get Peru to actually attack it.
Yeah. All right, move the ship off precisely one space.
There we go, we'll get back in. We're gonna leave you alive. One of you alive. Just in the off chance we don't get to spawn. Not the first time we've not been able to do other objectives on a mission because
Yeah.
it wasn't alive.
Land combat attempt.
I mean, this makes sense. Sure, I'm on it.
Yeah. Oh, there's those two up there.
Let's kill these ones then. Just like Kamu's pressure attack.
Watch out, Soroko's going to stare at you creepily.
I'm gonna hit you with my dick.
Or that.
I know that they're like sub-arms off the waist, but the positioning of them is just really bad.
It's also not fast.
Turn back to take out box mode.
Our reviews. This is what we get for making fun of its ineffective multi-lasers.
Okay, so...
Alright, well. Now Operation Move the Quickly up.
Yeah. Stop it. See? You want that to happen? Okay.
Of course, it's a map attack.
They didn't expect people to unlock this one because...
I'm a-coming.
Yeah, they're not gonna use it.
Showed up.
Okay, we're done for this turn.
Jump back, third, forward 3 steps.
Okay.
なんで私のすることがわかるの？あなたは。それはこっちのセリフだ。不愉快なやつめ。不愉快
The
な
next thing you're gonna say is...
宇宙へ帰れ。
A lot of them. There are a lot of people who could be just like...
What do you think happened to the Mark 1?
And the other Mark II. Or this might be the same one, I'm not entirely sure. I'm fairly certain that one exploded. A lot. Psycho Gundam seemed to be half C4 by volume.
Got that Psycho one.
Yep.
I find me unbearable.
You, me, half the crew. Okay, all of the crew.
And so is Tricky.
Peru is fine, but she does fuck with pretty much everyone.
Kid.
Yeah, she's 10.
Yeah, I
Literally
know.
a child.
Hence my Peru is fine, but she does actually screw up with everyone.
No, Peru 2, not Peru die.
So the bad news is we lost Peru. The good news is we found a potential replacement.
How crafty. I'm not dead.
Ah, yes, the series. That's the other thing about this series. It also introduces new type suicide bombing.
I'm not dead. I'm just missing an arm. Might as well be missing my second arm.
Okay, and then we need to have Judao do it specifically with the giant beam saber attack.
Which now has yes.
Yeah. This is not going to be a problem. Yeah.
It only has one attack.
And it's ranged.
It's
Yep.
ranged.
Correct.
So now gets to slowly beat Peru to death.
お前はお前は
Oh shit. Doesn't he have to be super high?
Yes. In order to use the giant beam saber attack, he has to be at least super high.
Have another
High vigor.
high vigor?
Is there...
Yes.
Okay.
On ship there.
Alright, so now to get everything out of the way so you can actually move.
Yeah, because using attack reduces his.
Yeah. It costs MP.
Alright.
Giant beam saber, which is a Psychomu attack.
お前はお前は
Yes, yes it is.
悪いけどとどめを刺す
In the sense that he manifested some type of Psychomu aura nonsense. Seriously, it's junk.
Alright, this one piece of track left.
Yeah.
And that's what it did.
Alright, so the next 3 times we build the mass production model, we also have to destroy those.
We built another one. Okay, throw it in the dump. on Dako.
Yep.
Gundam the O or something?
Well, then this is
Or the O?
this is the
I know it's the O. I mean, what does it develop into?
something.
That in particular is.
Yep.
That's the Titania that it develops into there. We'll do that and then send it back over to the O, since the O is supposed to be part of our final team.
Two. Exact same stat line as Peru, unsurprisingly.
Yep.
Yep.
And Rock. Not terrible.
He was a decent pilot. Wasn't a new type, he was just a decent pilot. All of that ending stuff, all at once.
ダブリンのコロニー落としが成功したと見ると、ハマーンは空の制圧を急いだ。その情報をつかんだ俺たちもアーガマを地上に残したまま空に上がった。月で製造されてるっていう新たな機関ネールアーガマを受け取るためだ。ところがエユーゴのお偉いさんはネールアーガマに乗せないっていう。
Yes.
君たちが地球で
learn.
ネオジオンと戦っている間に
They left the keys in the
こちら
ignition.
も組織を整理する時間ができた。もはや子供に頼る必要などない。これからは大人の問題だ。
おいレッチャー、地球連邦の偉いさんたちとちっとも変わらないじゃないか。
軍の編成に子供が口を出すのか。
俺たち実戦はきちんとこなしてきたんだぞ。アーガマの作戦がうまくいかなかったのはエウーゴの参謀本部が本気でハマーンを叩く気がなかったからだ。
エウーゴが本気でないだと。
Right, also immediately reads the situation and knows, yeah, they're just gonna steal this.
貴様ら。
頭に来た俺たちはネールアーガマを乗っ取った。どうすんだよブライト艦長は。しばらくラビアンロードで休暇を取ってもらうさ。お年だしね。
お前たちが苦労かけ通しだったからブライト艦長白髪が増えたんだぞ。
とりあえずサイド3に向けて移動でしょ、ビーちゃん。
そうだ、最終的にはサイド3に乗り込む。ハマーンと一騎打ちをするんだからな。
Beecher did not defeat Haman in single combat.
よし、全員配置につけ。ネイルアガマ発進。
New goal, ultimate history. Beecher defeats
宇宙に上がったハマーンは地球連邦からサイド3のコロニーに入り、
Unless everything is blended onto the same map, they probably aren't even going to be in the same location.
ここであのグレミーがハマーンを裏切ってアクシズを占拠。ハマーンに反旗を翻した。ネオジオンはハマーン軍とグレミー軍に真っ二つに分かれてサイド3で睨み合っているってわけだ。さてどっちと戦えばいいんだ。今ザビ家の血筋をめぐって
that's pretty much what they
ジオン
do.
の戦いが始まろうとしていた。
No, no, you
ハマーンか。
don't have to decide on either of them. Just
どうする。
I mean, if you have to decide, come on, because it's not Glemming.
I mean, granted, but
It's not really a question if we have to decide.
I mean, the objectively correct answer is neither. But
Question: Are you a pedophile? If no, oh, you're probably not side with Fleming.
明日の栄光のために
If yes, you're probably still not sliding with Clemmy.
なぜまだここにいるのか、マシュ
ここをお留守にしてはハマーン様をお
It's
守
been
り
a
で
while
きませ
since
ん
you've shown up.
アーガマは自分から
Lost his sleeves in the interim.
グレミーだよ。目の前の危険を排除するのがお前の役目だ。
We've been experimenting with cyber new types. We're not that good at it right now.
新しいバラだ。このバラをお前に与える。この花のために戦うのがお前の任務だな。
はは無論であります。
よし。私の息の香り、私の肌の香りをこのバラに与えた。その私が言うのだ。行け！
はっ
Here, over in the Creepmobile.
So now that we're done making you pilot the Psycho Gundam as a joke, here's an actual mobile suit.
ジオンの兵士たちよ、もはや忍獣の時は去った。諸悪の根源はミネバ様をいただき、欺瞞あふれるジオンを受け継ごうとしたハマーン・カーンにある。真なるネオジオンをこの手に握るのはハマーンの首を我が面前に捧げる諸君らである。さすればこの宇宙圏の英雄として末代まで称えられよう。
They were not forever remembered as heroes throughout the universe. Mostly as just losers within a loser faction. Double losers, if you will.
That makes you a double crap. Actually, a total creep.
Shame to the Toto family. Which I'm fairly certain means absolutely nothing to anyone.
Unfortunately.
No. No, he is not. They will be here too late to do anything. Go and meddle. We have no idea where Haman is. She's right there. What?
She's on the ship.
Yeah. Can you sense her via new type powers? No, no, she's just doing that stupid standing on a chair projecting herself again.
Queen of Space. Kneel before Zod.
Yes, understand what Hamon's up to. Hamon is up to beating up Glemmy. It's... Hamon is many things, but a schemer she is not. Her plans are pretty much one step at a time. Ask for a colony, get colony, drop colony on Dublin.
Give me a colony. Okay. Wait, what? I'll drop it now.
I don't have any friends.
They all blew up. 30 episodes back. Pretty much at the turning point in the series, as a matter of fact.
Basically.
Later than that, but still. It's like 20, yeah. Around 25 or something, I don't know. This will go on for a while.
I'm here too.
Yes, yes you are, Ellie.
Space Wolf team, let's move! Bark, bark!
I don't remember that thing being that big.
It's a mobile armor.
Yes. Most of the time it spends on screen, it's next to double Zeta, so it doesn't.
The double Zeta is big. It's not Queen Mantha big, though.
No.
Yeah, no, the Queen Mantha is a mobile armor.
Yeah.
Like
It's just I'm very used to the size of a normal Gundam, so it's...
Yes.
戻れるわお兄ちゃん。
It's nothing. I'm just psychically talking to my sister, and the long distance races are killer. Have any idea how much it costs to place a mental call to Earth?
Free, actually. Really free.
Rue, Ondo, others, deploy to be immediately sent back on the ship.
Like, you know, we're gonna put everyone back on the ship except for Jadao.
Yeah.
First, we have to kill, like, what, 4 targets this mission?
Yes, 4 targets.
Yeah. That was gonna be a busy boy.
This is not the last battle. Let's see, so Judao basically has to do a bunch of stuff and everyone else can
go back on the ship.
So, off the bat, anything besides Purutu?
So specifically, you have to defeat Purutu and Glemmy on the same turn with Judao. Glemmy will spawn once Purutu is defeated.
In the same mobile suit. Pretty sure on that one.
And so I need to shoot down Purutu, make sure that
Judao still has a press turn.
turns, beacon him enough that I can
Then kill him with Judao.
Yeah.
And then also when Judao defeats Purutu, the secret units will form in. That's another one wherein Judao has to defeat one of the 3 secret units with super high or super charge. bigger.
Not a particular attack. Just like,
Yes. And then when Glemmy is defeated, Haman will spawn in, and Judao has to defeat Haman specifically with the Hyper Beam Saber.
Doesn't matter who destroys Rock and Buffalo.
Nope. He's no longer of any relevance.
Accurate. Him and his squad mostly exists for Cello's death scene.
Pretty much.
Okay. Good hit.
こいつ子供の遊びじゃないんだよ。
That level it needed.
Oh, no.
Ah. It's fine, you have another one.
We're starting to get to the point where things can actually survive hits.
Yeah.
Well, from some units. They can survive hits from some units.
Fraction of health. Yeah, apparently Dodo Wolves are fairly tough.
We should figure out something else to put in place of the Zuck as well.
Yes.
Nothing to evolve it into.
Nope, we already have everything we turned into. That'll be a discussion for after stream. yes, there is stuff behind this as well. There is Hamon's fleet,
Coward.
basically.
Attempt number 2.
Well, you got shot with a nuclear rifle. Or nuclear bazooka. And that's it. That's how you kill this.
End of story.
Yeah.
プル2、お前は騙されているんだ。プルのことを思い出せ。兄弟のことを。
ダブルゼータ、ジュドか。
お前は利用されているだけだ。プル2、お前は人形でいいのか。
人形。
そうだ、お前は長い眠りの間に
他人の考えた指示に従うように作り変えられた人形だってなぜ気づかないの。私が人形。そうでなきゃ女の子に戦士なんてできないよ。バカな、私は私だ。
Wake up, Jack.
Crack sound effects. Right, now to attack her again.
Again. He's basically locked in place, so it's just a matter. And can't use any actual beam weapons. You can't attack, shoot out.
There's all the stuff in the south, you're fine.
She's literally incapable.
Yep.
Mostly keeping something else alive up here in the event that Glimmy doesn't spawn in the exact same place. I have something that you guys can press turn off once you get to.
Fair enough.
It does spawn the same place, but it's really easy. I'll just attack first.
And he's guaranteed super crits now because he's in supercharged.
I mean, I'll attack first with the deep striker and put the can't kill thing on. Drop him down to 1, then you gotta hit him. Trying to get my head. You're also possibly a ghost. That's scary. I'm a fun ghost, not a sheet ghost. Only all the new type ghosts show up as sheet ghosts.
Meanwhile, on the moon. The audience discovers that Lena is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
And Taylor is still a character.
Yeah. Why do we keep sending kids to war again? It's kind of fucked up. Something dumb.
This dialogue does not go anything like this in the series.
If only we had, like, a charter that talked about how new types should be included in governments if they, or governance if they show up. Maybe that would solve this whole issue.
Yeah, so this speech doesn't go anything like this, especially about Char in this series. Probably because Char's counterattack wasn't even planned at this point.
Apparently, you know you don't have to stand in the chair, we can just move the camera.
ザビ家に背く反乱軍を鎮圧し、地球圏にネオジオンの旗を掲げるのだ。ネオジオンのために、ネオジオンの栄光のために。
That's good sounds.
久しぶりに
Ah, Carson's back.
行くよ。2ラス
Shortly before she rips off her clothes and dies in a blaze of glory.
Yes. Again, more to that plot line, but condensing a 47-episode series into 5 fights.
Said she got fucking rocked.
Apologies, I had to step away for a moment. Did we actually get the objectives we were looking for?
We are 1 out of 4, and that one is part of the 2-part objective. So none of our 3 actual objectives have been completed yet.
We haven't, like, missed any.
No.
We're still waiting on the triggers.
We're in the we're mid cutscene on one of them basically.
We're mid cutscene on one that requires us to do 2 things in 1 turn.
And yes, Stargrasper, they are both Xeon remnants claiming to be the true army of a small child.
Doesn't want anything to do with it.
No. Oh, the mass-produced Squibblies.
Yep. And for reference, just for the sake of
My God,
timeline.
why all the way down there?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
For reference, since you brought it up, Vince, Char's counterattack came out a year after Double Zeta ended.
Okay.
So it almost certainly was
In production.
Tomino had basically almost certainly already written Beltorchika's Children by the time this was all taking place.
First counterattack was 80s?
Mm-hmm. March 1988 was when it released. It didn't get an English release until 2002. But yeah, theatrical debut was March 12th, 1988.
Okay. The series started in like 86, somewhere in 87.
March 87 was when the final episode of Double Zeta aired. So it was almost exactly a year after Double Zeta ended that CCA had its theatrical release.
Yep.
The accuracy of it should be used on.
Yeah, you did quick motion.
Which means we get more damage on. Safe.
I mean, a reminder that the Double Zeta is in supercharged, so is going to get a super crit guaranteed. I don't think it has an attack that can do less than 7,000 on a super crit.
It's gonna save anyway, so.
Yeah.
やめろプレツグレミーのために働いても何にもならないぞ
Accurate.
グレミーの人形になってしまっていいのかプレツグレミーはお前を道具にしているんだぞ
私には戦わねばならぬ大義があるお前こそ正義など見えないのになぜ戦う
それは
お前はただの兵士だから戦っているのだお前がガンダムに乗っているのは状況に過ぎんしかし
No, he is not a
私
soul.
は違う自ら過酷な生き方を選び後悔はしていないお前には内から湧き上がる衝動はあるまいそんなクズは私の前から去れ
違うよ俺には
Loli fans are always so sanctimonious.
間違いだけは分かるんだよだから俺は
その君の勘から発した君の怒りと苛立ちは理由になる
Yes, Camille, I know. Get mad at this guy.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, the Deep Striker with attack boost for double damage only did 8.
Oh, yeah, I forget that the Quinn Mantha is a beast defense-wise.
Yeah.
Because, like, technically speaking, with a super crit, it should be doing, like, 2x damage based on the power, but I forgot that its defense is, like...
It also has
eye field. Yeah.
Beam weapons.
There we go. Yeah, that's why.
We're going to do, like, 5,800. Well,
Okay, should be good. We don't save scum that often, Stargrass. We're just like, this one particular is really annoying because it is specifically to get this quest, you have to specifically defeat Purutu and Glemmy with Judao on the same turn. So it's a little highly specific. We really only do the saves coming stuff when it's something stupidly specific like that, and like basically we can get completely screwed just by RNG.
Or a mission last session we did where required us to do certain things, but if we killed too many enemies, the mission ended.
Yeah.
So we had to save, basically make sure things happen before we actually killed too much stuff.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, absolute worst case for some of this stuff, if we cared to unlock it, we would come back off stream and redo it to make sure, but... And there was much rejoicing.
So this is what it feels like to not be creeped out constantly.
Okay. And now we have to have Judao get all the way back down to the bottom, take out one of these special units, and while still being at super high or supercharged vigor, and then also take out Haman specifically with the Hyper Beam Saber.
Does his vigor go down over time, or is it...
It will only go down if he takes a hit or uses an attack that uses morale, essentially.
Take the hit while not defending.
Well, not defending, yes. Defense does prevent...
I know they call spacesuits normal suits, but there is nothing normal about that.
Also, if I remember correctly, if you go back to a ship, you actually lose morale.
I think so.
The ship. So you'll have to do that in there. Oh, right, he's full armor right now.
Yes.
Does not have a transformation.
Nope. Technically speaking, he doesn't necessarily have to go back to a ship to restore energy. We do have, I think, at least one person who has the skill that just gives energy back.
Right, as charge.
So, like, as he passes by the white baits, Bright can technically throw that shit on him.
He doesn't have like 2 attacks. Doesn't have a ton of energy to begin with.
Yeah, but...
I mean, he has to make like 1 attack, doesn't he?
Well, he's got to take out one of the special units and Haman.
Ah, okay. So he has to make 2 attacks.
I mean, again, he is still supercharged at the moment, so...
Yeah. And Haman is just an equivalent.
Well, with character stats.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh.
Technically speaking, if we really cared, we could, like, somehow grind on this to try and get the Nail Argama available, but we don't care.
Same problem, basically. It's just on
Stats will be so much lower compared to
yeah.
anything we currently have. How's it feel to attack back on car?
Oh, again.
It's all max check. Who probably can't take a hit from equipment. Time Mothra.
And then he was defeated.
Yep.
Right there. 2 feet away. Oh, never mind.
No, he knew type suicide bombs.
そんなんじゃ私は止められないよ
Maybe among Char Aznable's on the field. He what?
Turns out he is involved in the Eozeon Civil War nonsense at Axis. Right there. In the Snodger.
What?
The Snodger, suit piloted by his clone in the future. Baby clone. Clone because he needs to be.
Not necessarily a clone in the sense of like actually like a genetic copy, but more so a clone in that he was hypnotized slash altered slash trained to be Char Aznable.
Big boss
yeah,
sense.
they big bossed him. Yeah.
But the other
Venom
part
Char.
of it is he absolutely knows that he's not actually.
Yes.
Like that's the funny like. Zoltan is just off his fucking rocker.
Yeah, no, Full Frontal is aware that he is not actually Char Aznable, but
He
will be Char if he
Aznable
needs to
if
be.
He needs to be, you know. Like, they need me to be Char. I'll be Char.
And all that stuff in the back.
Yep.
At least the Quibbly's actually moving.
Yep.
Have to defeat her with,
Judao using the Hyper Beam Saber.
but not the big beam saber.
Not the Giant Beam Saber,
Not the giant
correct.
beam saber.
Correct. It is specifically Hyper Beam Saber.
Pretty sure just his normal.
Yes, that's his Beam Saber.
So I just have to defeat her in melee. There's no bigger requirement on that one.
Nope.
That's only for the.
That's only for the secret unit. Has to be at super high or supercharged.
Easy enough.
Whack. Take that.
You hit me, so I punched you in the half.
Bang.
Pretty much do this all day. It's so much defense that an unguarded hit from a
Little warship
is like
did 1,200.
1,200.
Uh-huh.
Oh, they're also- well, they use
Yes, the secret unit will almost always be aggressive.
I'm surprised Haman is actually moving up. A lot of times they just typically sit way in the back and wait for them. Like none of her other forces are moving up. It's just her.
Well, she heard Char Aznable was here, so.
It's true. In that case, I really only need to do 2 attacks and 1 of them melee. So.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's just attack or kill a special unit.
Have to defeat one of the special units and defeat Hamon with the Hyper Beam Saber.
More defense,
yeah.
0 more reaction.
That's Quechua. Quechua Reese. I will get hit, I just won't feel it.
Everything will roll with it.
Yeah.
They're just focuses the XP. The two people get like 50 extra base points every kill.
Yep.
Shoot them down. And they'll take another turn or two.
Also just a matter of clearing out all the junk in the way.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I had to weaken one of the guest units. The thing is, it is just kill any of the guest units. Something's good for the captain. So if I kill the captain, I can just shoot down one of the other ones that doesn't attack anymore.
Yeah. The answer, Stargrasper, is we don't care. Just asking why we're destroying those units rather than capturing them. We don't need them. We don't need the money we would get from selling them, and they're not anything we care about actually developing.
Or just a bunch of ace points for those two characters.
Yeah, so those characters both have maxed out luck, which means that they get like 50 extra ace points from every kill they do. So that's worth more to us at this point than the money or units themselves.
Okay, that would be easy to kill.
And honestly, at this point, there's a fairly good chance that any unit that we conceivably have the ability to capture is already on our development list. We're
almost certainly
pretty far into the tree at this point.
This is how it has to be foolishly attacking your character. You wonder how you can tell that Full Frontal wasn't truly Char?
The Sinanju doesn't have a kick attack.
Doesn't have a kick.
Yep.
So fairly certain that's out of range.
But
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna take a while to
It's
get
gonna
down
take a
there.
while.
Like we've resolved ourselves to that.
this stuff.
Yeah, basically everything up here is essentially out of the fight at this point.
Moved you down, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Stop that.
私に歯向かってきてさ生意気なんだよ
How dare you attack Mom? Use your own morale for failing to do so.
I understand why they didn't, because it would be a lot of extra work. It would be amusing if every time you fought somebody in the story with themselves, there was some kind of dialogue for it.
Move it skill.
Yeah, the room's still like one. It's garbage. This team has the return to ship.
Yes.
Doesn't help because I can't use the launch the Neozeon back across the board.
No, we cannot, in fact, get the Neozeong back down there to prevent anything from shooting.
She's so upset. Mom really just wants you down. Still leaving enough for
行くぜ後悔すんなよ
Yep. Now should begin closely.
Yep.
こっちの俗物だ
one. You said.
Yeah, I would probably save Scum real quick and, or yeah, throw something into her that's weak.
Definitely not as strong as it's gonna
Yeah, that'll put us in a good spot for it.
Raise it by 20.
Haman! あなたには見えているはずだ。戦いで無駄死にをした人の意志が。
人の思い、人の意志が力となっていくのか。これがニュータイプ。しかし人は生きる限り一人だよ。人類そのものもそうだ。
戦争を終わらせるんだ。俺たちの手で。もらった。
許すわけにはいかない。私の負けだな。
ハマー、その潔さをなんでもっと上手に使えなかったんだ。持てる能力を調和と協調に使えば地球だって救えたのに。
アステロイドベルトまで行った人間が戻ってくるっていうのはな、人間がまだ地球の重力に縛られて。
told you. Shut up, Char.
こんなところで戦ったって
Right next to her waving in the snow.
何にも。
そうさ。坂しいお前らのおかげで地球にしがみつくバカどもを抹殺できなかったよ。すべて。
And I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
I mean, in fairness, the Gundam team pretty much are the Scooby Gang in space.
Yes.
They gave her a little special animation there.
Yeah. Okay, so cleanup.
Yep, now just kill everything.
And or capture.
Or capture that.
Yeah. 2 ships right next to him, so. Take that one guy in particular.
Yeah, Lance Skyland.
Yep.
It's the guy with the lance.
There's some ships down here. Unnecessary.
It's funny.
Long trek to 3 shots.
Yep. Very long trek to 3 shots. 100 each. Although between shots 1 and 2 you have some regen, so it's actually less.
Well, that's assuming they're on separate turns.
That's true.
I
Like
do
right
enough for
now,
2 shots in the same turn.
Like right now,
Yeah.
we're about to do a second shot on the same turn.
あなたの顔も見飽きましたわ
Sorry, Kara.
That's fine.
Oh, she lived. Oh, she's pissed.
All fairness, it would have been a clear rifle.
Fair. Alright, let's put you down. Come on.
私を誰だと思っているんだ私は
The maid on the Arkham.
Yeah, the cyber new type he did to Mashimir and Chara was not stable at all.
No.
Alright, and with that, we end Double Zeta.
Yeah. And also that's going to be the end of the session for us here. I might do a little bit of a close on Double Zeta, so we'll see if that runs, and then do our...
It'll have to be closing cutscene.
Yeah.
Explaining the rest of the plot.
ハマーン・カーン
There
と
was
グ
an
レ
actual
ニー
plot.
トとこの2人の死によってネオジオン
Judao fucked off to Jupiter, and we didn't see him again for like 50 years.
ザビ家の血を利用したハマーンのネオジオンはザビ家の血を継ぐとされ
In
る
fairness, there's a
グレ
lot
ニ
of
ートとの
unfilled
判断により
timeline there. They
崩
could,
壊の
I
道を
don't
たどる
know,
こ
put
ととなる
something in between.
そしてこの
No, he fucks off to Jupiter immediately at the end of Double
Oh,
Zeta.
that part, yes. I meant the not seen for 50 years.
I
mean, his story's done, man. He's not being a junk salvager at Jupiter.
Yeah.
He's happy. He's happy. Leave him alone.
今頃来るなんて今頃大人たちはあんたたち何にもしないで地球に住めると思ってんの
やめなさいジュド
Judao with the argument of Haman was going about the wrong way, but she's not wrong.
Yeah.
死んでいった連中たちはどうなるいっぱい死んだんだよいっぱい
分かっている気に入らないなら俺を殴って気を済ませろ
そんな
若きニュータイプたちが導き出した平穏は人類の新たな可能性を知らしめる道しるべとして人々の記憶に刻まれていく。戦いの終わりを見届けたジュドーアシタとルールカは人類の新たな可能性を見つけるために地球圏から離れることを決意した。新たな時代の到来を予感させ今木星へと旅立つ。そしてその手に取り戻した最も価値のある報酬。
リーナなのかやっぱりリーナなんだな。
My sister's alive. Yeah, I'm heading to Jupiter.
地
Bye.
平線から地球が姿を現す。その水の惑星をジュドーは見つめてつぶ
Can
や
I
い
come
た。
with you? No.
No, why would you want to?
一つにつながることができるって誰かが言ってたけど俺は信じる。そうだろカミーユ。
I'm still catatonic.
No, he's dancing around with Fa at the end. He's definitely not catatonic. He's back to fully normal. Or
His characters again.
Yes.
Oh, look.
Danny and the 3D team. Double Zeta Haman.
Double Zeta Haman.
Icha, Ellie,
Rondo.
Yeah.
Clemmy.
I need someone to lead the child
Ah,
team.
and the Disc Radome system. That is our gold mod that we got. With that, I want to thank you all for joining us again for another Super Robot Sunday here on Sound Goblin Gaming. We'll be back tomorrow with more Pokemon Days and our Pokemon playthrough of Elden Ring. We'll be back on Tuesday with more Phoenix Point Year 1. And right back here next Sunday as we get through CCA, since it's only 2 scenarios, and into the start of Unicorn, assuming the CCA scenarios aren't super long or anything. Until then, I've been Bograt.
I've been the Krampus.
I've been Shiv.
And I'm Vincent.
Have a good one, everyone.
Goodbye.